Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Janine Harry, and it is so good to be back with you once again. If you are living in Cape Town, South Africa, you will know that it is extremely cold. We have had some rainy weather for the past few days. So, right now, I am freezing, but I am wearing layers upon layers in an attempt to keep warm. So, yes, I hope that you are doing whatever you can do to keep home and to keep your loved ones home as well. Okay. So, yes, once again, thank you for tuning in. It is so good to be back. Just a gentle reminder if you have not done so already, please do subscribe to this YouTube channel and give this video a huge thumbs up. Show it some love, comment, and let me know what you think. And if by the end of this video you were like, hey, I know somebody who might need to hear this message or see this video, then please don't hesitate to share the link of this video with that person. Okay. So let's get into today's video, in which I'll be discussing the ways in which we can create safety in our bodies. Okay. So let's get right into it. Now, we can give each other so many things, right? We can give each other a hug, a gift, a plate of food, whatever the case may be. We can give each other so many things. But if there's one thing that we cannot give each other, that is our emotions. We cannot give somebody that which we are feeling inwardly, that which we are feeling from a somatic, physical perspective, right? Like it would be really great to give somebody our pain, not from the perspective of maliciousness, but more from the perspective of just having somebody caretake our emotions for us. It would be really great to just drop our bad emotions off at daycare. Like just imagine feeling sad and being like, hey, I'm just going to drop my sadness off at daycare for a couple of hours and I'll collect it later. Like it would be really great to just drop our really painful emotions off somewhere and just collect it at a later stage. It would be really great if people could caretake our emotions for us. But as I said, if there's one thing that we cannot do, that is that we cannot give someone our emotions to feel. We cannot give someone that which we are feeling inwardly. And this reminds me of something that happened to me about 7 years ago. So, 7 years ago, I went through a really painful breakup. I was in an extremely toxic relationship and I should have left that relationship sooner. But yeah, life happens. So at the time, I was going through a really toxic breakup, a very painful breakup. And I felt this huge sense of, for lack of better word, just this huge sense of pain within my body, but not a physical pain, just an emotional sort of painful feeling. And I realized that I was unable to self regulate. I was unable to sit with myself. I realized that I was feeling this huge sense of unsafety within my body. And because I was feeling this huge sense of unsafety within my body, within this body that I was experiencing so much emotional pain, I needed to distract myself. I needed to numb myself. And I decided, like, hey, I'm going to call my friend up. And at the time, I was really close with this amazing woman, God bless her soul. And I called her up and I was like, hey, girl, this is what happened to me. I just feel so upset and so sad right now. I cannot be alone. Can you come over to me or can I come over to you? I just cannot be alone right now. I am so upset. I am so sad. And just thinking about that brings a lump to my throat right now. Like, oh my word. Wow. And I remember telling her, I don't want to mention her name on this video, but I remember telling her, like, hey, girl, I wish I can just give you my emotions to just caretake for a couple of hours because I cannot handle this any longer. Like, I just need you to just hold on to my emotions for a bit and I'll be back to collect it later. And this brings me back to what I mentioned earlier. Like, it would be so great to just drop our emotions off at daycare while we go on with our lives. And when I told her that I was feeling that way, that I was feeling so upset, so hurt, to the point where I could not even handle having these emotions in my body, she was like, wow, Janine. Oh my word, wow. And it was in that moment that I realized that I felt so unsafe within my body. And it's funny because when we're feeling joyful emotions, ecstatic emotions, elevated emotions, it is so easy to be in our bodies. It is so easy to experience our bodies and to want to experience our bodies from a physical point of view. But the moment we are going through and experiencing really painful emotions, it is so difficult to anchor into the body, to feel our bodies. And that is what happens when we feel this sense of unsafety in the body. And in this particular video, I want to discuss the ways in which we can feel and create safety in our bodies, regardless of the emotions that we are facing, and specifically how we can create safety when we are feeling and going through painful emotions in this life experience. Now, when we are feeling upset, disappointed, a sense of anxiety, the first thing we want to do is we want to distract ourselves. We want to numb ourselves from the pain. We may want to eat something, go clubbing, have a drink. In my case, at the time, I just wanted to call my friend up. I could not be alone. So we may not realize this, but whenever we want to numb ourselves from what we are feeling, this is because we do not feel safe in our bodies. And when we do not feel safe in our bodies, we tend to want to distract ourselves from what we are feeling. And that is also called a form of self abandonment. So, in order to create safety within our bodies, regardless of the emotions that we are facing, and specifically when we are facing really bad emotions, it is important for us to do what we have always avoided, and that is we need to feel our emotions. And this is the physical act of actually sitting still and breathing into the body, taking a deep breath from the center of our stomachs upwards. And when we actually do this, we are going to, for the first time, feel what we have always avoided. It is going to be painful. It is going to feel like hell. Because for the first time, we are not going to be running away from our emotions. We are going to allow our emotions to overtake our whole being. And it is going to feel scary. In that moment, you are going to want to run right away, like right back into the distraction once again. But creating safety in the body is allowing yourself to feel. And this is why I always say that we don't need to feel better. We don't need to do things to feel better. We need to become better at feeling. And once we allow ourselves to feel all those emotions that we have been trying to avoid and numb for all our lives, something beautiful happens. Those harsh emotions starts softening. We start to actually feel the softening within the body. And it is from that space of feeling the softening within our bodies that we are able to gain so much more clarity on what we can do moving forward. Now, there's so much more that can be said on this particular topic, and this is why I have created the wellness series because I definitely feel like it is so important for us as women and as men to learn how to create safety in the body because there are so many amazing benefits to doing just that. And I would love to have you join me on this journey as I also incorporate the wellness series into my YouTube channel. Okay. What I also want you guys to remember is that all of your emotions are like your kids. Okay. So you have your one kid whose name is happiness, and the other kid whose name is sadness, and the other kid whose name is anxiety, disappointment, shame, whatever. And if you are a parent, you know that all your kids want your attention. And even though you may have the favorite kid, you know that you have to give each and every one of your kids the same amount of attention. And that is basically what our emotions are like. Our emotions are like our little kids. And although we might have a favorite emotion, the reality is that we cannot only live with our favorite emotion. We need to live with all of our emotions. I remember somebody saying a couple of months ago that they just want to be happy and they just want to experience happiness alone. And I was thinking, like, it would be great to only want to experience happiness. But actually, that would not be a good idea. Because imagine you are just experiencing happiness, right? That would mean that you would not be able to feel sadness in moments where you are supposed to feel sadness. That would mean that you are not able to feel grief in moments where you are supposed to feel grief. Imagine going to a funeral and you are the only one that is happy because you said, like, hey, I just want to experience happiness alone. So, from that perspective, I think that it would be a much better idea for us to accept the fact that we need to experience all of our emotions because there are going to be different contexts and situations in our lives where it is important for us to experience whatever emotions arises within that moment. And all our emotions asks of us is presence. And when we give our emotions presence, that is what it means to feel our emotions, to create that sense of safety in the body. And I'm so excited to be teaching you guys more about this, more about how we can create that sense of safety in the body, because as mentioned, there are so many great benefits to working with the physical body. Okay. So I'm going to leave this video right there for now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in once again. I do appreciate each and every one of you. If you'd like to get into contact with me via email, I will leave my contact details in the description box of this video. You can pop me an email and let me know if you'd want me to discuss anything, and I can see what I can, and I'll see what I can do for you. Okay. So, yes, I'm going to leave this video right there for now. If you know somebody who might need to see this video, then do not hesitate to share the link of this video with that person. Okay. So, I'll be back with another video sometime next week. Until then, thank you so much for joining me. Much love.